Hey, there we are again. I'm in a creative recession right now, as you can probably tell. So this is the reason why we are going to make a tier list today. Because making a tier list is the least creative thing one can do. I recently asked you on a platform for photos to name me POSER black metal bands. And we are going to rank them today by how POSER they actually are. And I think there was a little misunderstanding because it seems that to some people a POSER black metal band is a band posers listen to. But what I meant was black metal bands where the band members are posers, or the band as a whole. So what is a poser band? It's pretty simple. To me, it's either a band that started as a black metal band and then left the path of black metal to become death metal or whatever, or starting to sound so damn polished that I could not consider it black metal anymore. Dark Funeral. And for those of you who say, Farvann, nobody says poser anymore. That word is like 2,000 years old. I know, I hate the term too, but it's the only thing we all can agree on. I don't want to come up with a new word for poser bands. So here's the freaking tier list, and here are the bands people call poser bands. Let's see. Here's my give you, no? First one is Immortal. And this is a very interesting one already, because I would say Immortal started as a black metal band, never left the path of black metal, and I would say every single album is at least a 7 out of 10. Their sound became more polished, I can see that, but to me, they are still nice. I know a lot of people have problems with the frontman, Beth, because he's so silly, hahaha, and people want their black metal band members, black metal frontmans to be evil and whatever. But guess what? I met some black metal band members and all of them are freaking funny, usually, or at least very nice. So that's not a point. I approve Immortal. Immortal is not poser to me. Okay, I mean, some of the music videos and the album covers are ridiculous as hell, but that's fine for me. As you can see, this is not an objective list, it's just my stupid opinion, but that's why we're here, right? This is YouTube. Next one is Burzum. I cannot see why Burzum should be poser, one of the, pioneers of second wave black metal. I say they, it's just one guy. I cannot see that to be poser, to be honest. I just put it in. As you can see, there's no S tier because I couldn't come up with a nice name for S tier. And to be honest, I would put none of these bands on the list in the S tier. That's why I deleted it. The classic poser band. When you ask people about poser bands, people always come up with Behemoth, and I can see why. I actually like their first albums. Was it Sventevit, Storming Near the Baltic? That's a cool album. And what's the other one? Grom or something. And I even like their death metal stuff. I've been a huge Behemoth fan when I was like around 19, 20. But I lost interest with the album The Apostasy, I think. But they're posers nowadays, of course, but good for beginners. A lot of people on Instagram answered all DSBM, and I can see where you're coming from. Because, DSBM is usually easy to create, the songs are simple, all you need to do is be sad and cry. I mean, the initial idea doesn't have anything to do with black metal, but I mean, there's more, the darkness, etc. and all of that. But I would say there are exceptions, like German band Anti, The Insignificance of Life. But those exceptions just prove the rule. I would say DSBM is freaking poser stuff. Next one is Grausamkeit. Yes, that's how you pronounce it, it's German. A lot of people always told me, you have to listen to Grausamkeit, check them out, check it out, it's cool. And what I've read and what I've noticed while doing research for that project is the guy behind that project, the Blue Screen of Death, BSOD. I know it doesn't mean Blue Screen of Death, chill. He seems like a troll. Actually, he's probably not very fun at parties. That's what I'm trying to say. But the music, and I bought some stuff. It's not like I did not listen to it. Actually convinced me because it gave me that old school black metal feeling. The production is pretty raw, I gotta say, and that means a lot to me. I'm becoming an elitist the older I'm getting, the more elitist I become. And that's a fact I have to live with, I have to accept. So, you know, this is a 35-year-old black metal head listening to the music for 20 years, and everything that sounds polished is crap to me. Almost. So I approve Grausamkeit, actually. There you go. By the way, if you want to learn how to make black metal at home with just a computer, an interface, a guitar, and a guitar cable, I made a black metal home recording school. Link is in the video description. Let's continue with the video. Cradle of Filth. The thing is, classic poser band, of course, next to Behemoth and Dimmu Borgir, probably the most mentioned one. I have a soft spot for Cradle of Filth. Because I really like their songwriting, especially the early albums, and so a lot of people don't like the vocals. I gotta say, I actually do like the vocals, and but that doesn't help it. It's not a black metal band. It's not a freaking true black metal band. But I leave it at that. I like Cradle of Filth, but they're freaking posers, but good for beginners. Alcest, or however you pronounce that French band. I can see why people call that poser. Because even though it's considered black metal sometimes, it's not very aggressive or dark or whatever, because it's not freaking black metal. To me, it's shoegaze or post-black metal. Is there a difference between shoegaze and post-black metal? Yes, I know there is a difference, but as I said, I'm too old for this shit. But I like Alcest, you know, I own 2 CDs or something. It's not that I don't like the music. It's just not what I listen to when I want to listen to black metal. Next one is Death Heaven. Enough said. Then we got Mayhem. Why is it even on the list? I mean, why is Burzum on the list? It's probably because people misunderstood my question, name poser black metal bands, and they picked Mayhem because posers listen to Mayhem. Stop spending time on TikTok, my friends. It makes you more happy. They are definitely not... I don't like Mayhem very much. I mean, the debut album is very cool, but overall, the whole discography doesn't really speak to me, but it's definitely a black metal band. And you know, I got messages like, don't you know T-Lock, the guitarist of Mayhem, he's got a YouTube channel and makes stupid videos. Yes, I know the channel, but I cannot see him making stupid videos. He's just making videos about guitar and stuff. Dimmu Borgir is basically like Cradle of Filth, but worse. They changed so much that it doesn't have to do anything with how they started out. They are definitely worse than Behemoth and Cradle of Filth. What happened to Dimmu Borgir? I mean, I never was a big fan. When I was young, I started with the album Death Cult Armageddon, yes, and then In Sorte Diaboli, and that was the time when I noticed, wait, that's not it. And damn, Dimmu Borgir, what the hell? Darkthrone, considered to be posers, interesting. Is it because they like to change their style? They just do what they want? I know they started, didn't even start as a black metal band, that's the funny thing. But their early stuff is very beloved by black metal heads, and I enjoy Darkthrone a lot. I know in the beginning of this video I said when a band started out as black metal and left the path of black metal, they're definitely posers. But Darkthrone is an exception, because first they returned to black metal, and second, this is my freaking list. Darkthrone. Whatever, Farvann approved. Poser band Darkthrone, come on. Dark Funeral. It's so sad. It's sad because I really enjoy the early albums. You know, I even mentioned Vobiscum Satanas in my video about physical media. Check it out somewhere. It's going to be linked at the end of this video. Their early stuff is so nice, and then they became more and more polished, and everything sounds so sterile now. And I don't feel anything when I listen to the music. It's so freaking sad. And the newest album, We Are the Apocalypse, almost sounds exactly like In Sorte Diaboli by Dimmu Borgir, and that makes me sad. Too bad they changed. Belphegor is very interesting, because, I mean, the early stuff is more brutal, and they definitely became more polished, but I can still feel the anger and the darkness in their music, and that's interesting. And even more interesting is that they never even changed their style. They're like the Cannibal Corpse of black metal, and even though they're like black death metal, they're even, I would say they're more black than death metal, but I don't know where to put Belphegor actually, because they didn't change. That's not easy. But they're not as black metal as, you know, Immortal, Burzum and all the other ones. I'm missing a tier. I give them the benefit of the doubt. The next two bands that you guys mentioned were Zimorok and Triglav. And guys, stop talking shit about my YouTube buddies. They're Farvann approved. Except for you, Sublast, I hate you. Kanonenfieber. Probably the band people mentioned the most. I don't know how famous they are internationally, but in Germany they're a pretty big band. And they came out of nothing. I think it was 2020 or whatever when Menschenmühle came out. When I listened to it, I liked it actually, but I noticed that polished sound again. And I noticed even more, it's not black metal. It leans way more into melodic death metal or death metal than black metal. But they are definitely good for beginners, because a lot of people get into black metal or extreme music because of Kanonenfieber. They are easy listening. Let's be honest, it's easy listening music, you know? It's basically pop, for me. Posers, but good for beginners. Last one is Ghost. And people, I cannot reiterate this enough. Ghost is not only not black metal, it's not even metal. It's hard rock. Frickin' hard rock. I mean, name any attribute of Ghost that speaks for metal. Have you listened to the music? I don't hate Ghost. Ghost is nice, actually, very nice, sometimes. 7 Inches of Satanic Panic, such a great homage to psychedelic rock of the 60s and 70s. Good stuff, but that's not metal. I need a new category. Not even metal. There you go. This is your Poser Compass. Compass? Is that an English word? I don't know. You tell me in the comments, and you write hate comments because I shit on your favorite band. That's nice. This is community. See you next time.